Hello, this is Marsh Broduer for KNVC Radio, Carson City, Nevada. Welcome to Musician Spotlight. Today the spotlight is on Alex Muddy Smith. We're listening to his music right now, an original tune called When My Someday Comes Along. Welcome to the spotlight, Alex.
Hey, thanks a lot, Marsh. Great to be here, man.
Yeah, when my someday comes, oh, the joy it's gonna bring. And what a pretty day, what a pretty day it's gonna be. 'Cause you'll be standing right next to me. And all them pretty flowers, they'll be dancing in the breeze. Hey, that's my someday, baby. My someday, you and me. Yeah, that's my someday, baby. Oh, my someday, you and me. Now that's my someday, baby. Yeah, my someday, you and me.
So you grew up where?
I grew up in Chicago, in the city, inner city, pretty close to Wrigley Field. So big Cub fan.
And were you a musical kid? Were you musical as a kid?
Yeah, I was. I guess I was in the rhythm band where I excelled at the triangle and the little wood blocks together. You know, I wasn't really called out for being exceptional or anything. I just kind of fit in as best I could. You know? And then I played in the marching band in elementary school and in the concert band. I played the drums, mostly the snare drum, and then I started playing guitar when I was like 13. Of course, the Beatles. And everybody wanted to be a Beatle, I think, or something like that. So I begged my mom for a guitar and started playing in a rock and roll band. We did a lot of Motown mostly because we were playing. Back then you could actually play school dances live because they didn't have DJs or anything like that. So you actually could do okay. Make a little bit of money on the side when you're in high school playing in a little bit of a rock and roll band, which I did. For a while. So
a lot of kids ask their parents for a guitar. It's just most of them didn't continue playing.
Well, I hit that. That happens to me a lot, and people come and say, "I got this great guitar at home, and I can't play it." And what happened? Well, my fingers started hurting, and so I gave it up. And so I said, "Well, that's the difference between me and you. I have zero talent, but I just keep playing the damn thing."
So when did you come to Northern Nevada?
I came in I was in the service in California. I was in the Air Force. I used to come up to Tahoe to go skiing. That's where I started skiing, and I loved it here. I was a regular Tahoe local for a long time. That's a person that comes here on vacation, loses all their money on a crap table, and can't make enough cash to get home. So that's me. And then I was like, hey, you should stay for the summer, and I did. And then 40 years later, I'm still here.
Well, there are worse places to live. That's for sure.
I love Northern Nevada. I'm a huge. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. I'm a huge fan of Northern Nevada.
It's interesting the music that you play typically, especially the music you write, is music that fits this area perfectly. It was like one of the questions I was going to ask you. Did you adapt your music style to the area, or were you always sort of interested in that style and part of the area is what drew you? I mean, how did that work?
No, I was just I pretty much I got tired of rock and roll. After the Beatles and the Stones, and I really started listening to country music a lot more, and especially because I was playing in places like Virginia City, and I was. And of course, in Northern Nevada, you better know a couple Merle Haggard tunes. You better.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I played this one gig, and I was kind of afraid because it was like a year ago, and there was the people there had this heavy rap music on that had some impolite words on it, worse than the damn thing that I said. And so I'm walking in with my single guitar, and I'm going, well, this is not going to work very good. And so I started playing Merle Haggard and Johnny Cash, and they were all singing along like 2 minutes later. So, yeah.
As far as your songs are concerned, and I want to let our folks hear some of them, one of the ones that seemed to get just an amazing amount of attention on YouTube was the song that you wrote about Lucy. What was that called?
It's called Lucy, and then in parentheses is "You got some splaining."
That's right.
Of course, the classic line from the Lucy show that was never actually spoken on the show. It's kind of like "Play It Again, Sam" from Casablanca. And my understanding is that line was never spoken by Ricky. And there's like on my YouTube page, there's people that actually argue about that. You ever heard of the Mandela effect or something?
No.
Well, I don't know. They were arguing about it. I guess it means something like the story becomes a reality after a while.
Let's give a little listen to Lucy. You got some splaining.
Tell me why. Baby, why you go and make me cry? I should be down in Cuba smoking a big old cigar instead of sitting here, and I'm wondering where you are, Lucy. Baby, you got some.
You're listening to the Musician Spotlight, KNVC, Carson City, Nevada.
Baby, you got some splaining to do. Yeah, baby, you got some splaining.
Lucy, Lucy.
Oh, baby, you got some splaining to do. Oh, now, Lucy.
Yeah, Poppy.
Baby, you got some. You got some splaining.
You got some splaining. Come here, Poppy. Oh,
Yeah, baby, you got some splaining.
mi amor. Come here, Poppy. I love you, Poppy. Oh.
Oh, baby, you got some splaining.
That was awesome. Great trumpet. Who was playing trumpet on that?
Well, the people that helped me with that was Peter Supersano, who's very, if you're in the jazz world in Reno, is pretty well known for his skills.
Right.
And he played the piano, he played the keys on it. And Paul January, who's also another very accomplished piano player, but plays a great trumpet too. We got him to come in there because I really wanted that the theme from the Lucy song inside of the song,
Right.
And although it ended up being a derivative copyright thing, but I ain't gonna go into that right now. I'm not gonna bore your people with that stuff. And then of course the great Pat Esters, who was she was just wonderful. She came in and sang 3-part harmony by herself.
She is amazing.
Oh yeah, she just like, and then she would go, "What part do you want me to sing?" And just nailed it. So I mean, and Buddy Wright actually did a little bit on there too.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's it was a lot of fun to do, and when you get talented people, it's mostly just laughing when you get people like that.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah, they come in and do it like 1 take, 2 takes, and then they're out.
So when you write, do you generally, is it lyrics first or is it music first?
Well, I'm glad you asked that. I have a couple theories that I use, to be truthful. One is when I get an idea, I don't reject it, okay? Because from a spiritual point of view, I look at creating something as it coming from nowhere or coming from source or coming from God, whatever you want to call it, right. Okay, whatever your bag is. And so with that in mind, when I get an idea, I don't reject whatever the idea is. Okay, I try not to be judgmental because I think you can get caught up in whether something's good or bad by being judgmental. So I accept that and just go, okay, that's my idea. I mean, I'll change it around naturally. But like, one song I wrote, the first line is in the midst of the pouring rain. Well, I have no idea what that's about, okay? But it leads into a song somewhere down the line. And the Lucy song was just the Lucy got some splaining, and I thought, well, that would make a great song. And And I like to play jazz, as you know. We've done some things together over the years, and I love jazz. And so I put like a Brazilian kind of groove behind it, which ended up being a lot of fun. The other thing is, it's kind of like when you write songs, I think people want to put you into a bag. And understandably so, because if you go into a club and you're doing your own songs, they want you to be either rock and roll, or they want you to be this, or they want you to be that.
Yes.
And that makes sense. But me, I'm a writer, and I'm kind of getting a little bit older, and I don't care. You know, I'm just going to write whatever comes in my mind, and I'm going to try to get it recorded. I'm not going to be judgmental about it. I'm not going to worry about what bag I'm in. I'm just going to write the song. You know, like Louis Armstrong used to say, there's two kinds of music, good and bad. And that's all there is.
But you're so right. This whole genre thing, because people do want to give you a label and they want to know how to sell you. You have to be sold somehow. You have to be marketed somehow.
Yeah, because I mean, some of my songs are strictly jazz, I think. But the one thing that I really look for is to have some sort of lyrics that is going to be kind of fun.
Sure.
Not always, but a lot of times I'm looking for something that's... I used to play with a duo group. I played bass guitar for them, and my friend Ron DeLacy, he used to write great funny songs. I mean, he was just really good at, like my double wide song.
Yes,
is pretty funny. It's meant to be funny.
And I was going to ask you about that. I mean, you use comedy a lot in your storytelling.
Yeah, I do. Sure. I do. I like to look for a little something that's going to give a little smile on somebody's face. And it doesn't have to be like laughing out loud kind of thing, but like Lucy, you got some splaining. It's just fun.
Yeah. Well, let's not tease the audience. Let's play them a little bit of the double wide song right here.
Okay.
My D-I-V-O-R-C-E, it came final today. All in all, I guess it turned out okay, and it didn't hurt too bad. I even managed to laugh, 'cause the judge said take all your assets and cut them right in half. So I jumped into my pickup and I tried to decide what was hers and what was mine. Ain't a double wide, half and half and half again.
This is Marsh Broduer. You're listening to the Musician Spotlight, KNVC, Carson City, Nevada.
I grabbed my chainsaw and cut her double wide into two singles. She got the bedroom and raised a big to-do. I got the bathroom with a great new view, and she got half a guitar and I got half a fiddle. The day I cut our double wide right down the middle. Now she sauntered on down her own personal alcove. I got drunk, started a fire in a half a stove. She sat on the step quite upset, and then she started to sob.
That is awesome. Is that, if I'm not mistaken, didn't that get picked up by the Reno Gazette-Journal for in its original tune contest? Am I thinking the right thing?
Yeah. The Reno Gazette-Journal every year runs a songwriting competition. It's a lot of fun to get into, and they usually, out of the hundreds of entries they get, they usually boil it down to like 15 or 20. I can't remember the specifics of it. So I sent that in, and like 2 years ago, that was one of the songs that placed with them, so that was kind of fun.
Did you enter anything this year?
I sent in this year, I think I sent 2 songs in, but one placed, and that's called My Yesterday Is Gone, which is a straight-ahead kind of old-school jazz tune, but the lyrics are kind of interplay. It's a little bit fun. on the interplay between yesterday, tomorrow, and today, kind of thing.
Great.
Just,
Let's listen.
Put it on there.
We'll give it a quick listen.
All right, man.
Yesterday everything was just great. For tomorrow I could not wait. But today it all went wrong, and my yesterday is gone. Yesterday was my sunshine day. Yesterday everything was coming my way. Today it all went wrong, and my yesterday is gone. Gone away from me. Gone, baby, can you see what you do to me? I'm gonna love you eternally, oh, but tomorrow is another day. Tomorrow maybe things will come my way, but today it all went wrong, and my yesterday is gone.
That is awesome. Peter Supersano. And who's playing sax?
Sax is by, one of the finest sax players, well, everywhere, but especially in Reno, named Rocky Tatter.
That is Rocky.
I call him Rocky T, because I have a hard time pronouncing his last name. So,
if there's anybody locally that doesn't know who Rocky T is, then shame on them.
Yeah, go check him out. He's a really top flight saxophone player.
So picking up on where we left off, we were talking about, we don't worry as much anymore about being, pigeonholed as being this guy or that guy or whatever it might be. We're both of a certain age, and I think, I don't know, I'll speak for myself, there's a comfort level that goes along with that. Do you agree?
Oh, yeah, sure. And the thing is, when you were talking about pigeonholing people, when I go out and play, I think people like it. Like I'll be... And I don't even necessarily... I might play 2 or 3 country songs or a couple Western songs or something in a row, but I'll go right into Sinatra tunes and stuff like that. And I think people really enjoy when you do that, rather than be set in that one bag for the whole time.
That's right. You do
totally
play ukulele, yeah?
I do play ukulele. I play mandolin. I fiddle around with the fiddle. Which is going to come in handy on St. Patrick's Day, maybe.
Oh, that could be fun.
I used to go to Heavenly, and I would ski at the same time I was playing the fiddle. So I would leave my poles. So I would be like, these people would be like skiing, and all of a sudden they hear this fiddle music on St. Patrick's Day. And, I'm playing it on the chairlift. I'm playing it. And then I'd ski up to these young people, and I go, this is how we did it before iPhones. And they'd look at me weird, and of course I was. So the good thing is you get free beer in the saloon when you do it.
That's a great story. Do you have any? Do you do any instrumentals?
Yeah, there's an instrumental called Julie's Waltz on my website. It's a mandolin piece. I ended up getting it. And it turned into a Christmas song because I liked the melody so much. I put a little Christmas song together. It's called Christmas Long Ago.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to talk to you about Christmas. You are a Christmas guy. You put out some good Christmas music. But let's listen to a little bit of your instrumental.
Okay, sure.
And the name of it again?
I played the mandolin and the guitar on this. It's called Julie's Waltz.
Julie's Waltz. Muddy Smith. This is Marsh Broduer, KNVC Radio in Carson City, Nevada, and this is Musician Spotlight. That's great. I so envy folks who are instrumentalists that can accompany themselves. So I envy that. Nice stuff. Very, really nice stuff. So let's get back to talking a little bit about songwriting, because everyone has kind of got their own approach on stuff.
You're not going after somebody's mind, okay? You're going after their heart when you write a song. That's, the mind, because people analyze you and they go, oh, that song's terrible. But yeah, I mean, when you're singing, you're looking to go. For me, you're looking to go to somebody's heart, not to their brain. One thing I say is, don't concern yourself with people that don't like you. Because you're not going to make everybody happy. But the people you do make happy, try to make them happier.
Yeah. My mom does not like it when I scat sing. It's such a beautiful song. Why did you do that in the middle?
Because I wanted to. I don't know.
So we started talking about your Christmas songs, because I love the stuff that you do around the holidays. So talk a little bit about that.
Well, yeah. What happened was I was at this music festival, and it was a camp-out music festival, Strawberry Music Festival. I'll plug them. Maybe they'll give me a free ticket this year.
Yeah.
So it ended up that Elmo Shapiro, who was the person, he may not be a common name, but he made Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer famous. And he was in the campsite next to us, and he came over and he started, we were going, yeah, sure, the guy that wrote, And he comes over and sings, and his voice is like totally identifiable. And which I guess it became the number one all-time selling Christmas song, or some past White Christmas. And he came over and he said, well, yeah, I got this song. And he really worked, because nobody wanted that song. Nobody. And he was like, well, I kept going, and I went to DJs, and they said, I ain't playing that, And so he ended up getting, I think his story was that he didn't get a record contract. He just produced it himself, and he got DJs to start playing his music. And said after a couple of years, he had UPS trucks backing up to his house, and he was loading his album into the back of the truck, and he got 100% of everything, pretty much. The greedy side of me said, that's interesting. So I started writing Christmas songs, which I like to do. It's a lot of fun, and I've written, I had a CD out doing them, and one's called Elvis Claus, which is kind of fun. It's like Elvis. Santa can't make it one year, so we need somebody fat and jovial. So who can be better than Elvis, right? And he doesn't say ho, ho, ho. He says ho, ho. So that, and then there's another cute song in there called Do You Believe in Santa Claus? But this one, I think you're going to play it, is the Santa's Still Number One, which we did, me and Pete Supersano again. We got Rocky Tattarelli to play this. I had this guitar part on there, and it was so wimpy. I said, we got to fatten this thing up, and we got Rocky, and it just took it to a whole new level. So
let's give it a listen.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, I'm craving some pumpkin pie, and I dig fireworks on the 4th of July. The end of the day, in every way, hey Santa, you're still number one. And I dig a party on New Year's, crazy hats and way too many beers. The end of the day, in every way, when Christmas comes, Santa, you're still number one.
You are listening to Alex Muddy Smith. This is Marsh Broduer, KNVC Radio in Carson City, Nevada, and this is Musician Spotlight.
Can't never seem to get enough, and if all you get is cold, well, that's just tough. You might think that I'm some kind of freak show. I'm telling everybody that I know, at the end of the day, there's really only one. Hey, Santa Claus, you're still number one.
Everybody has their favorite holidays, but Christmas is still number one. I was going to be Christmas is still number one too, but I thought that's not fun. Santa's still number one.
That's great. I love it. I love it. Unfortunately, we are out of time.
Yes, because I'm having a wonderful time. You are a beautiful man, and anytime you get to hear this man sing, it's like you got to go. Is all I got to say.
Well, thank you, brother. Let us know. So, how can people find you?
Well, probably the easiest thing is just my website. It's my name, Alex Muddy Smith. I put Muddy in the middle of Alex Smith because when the internet came along, I would be page 87 with the name Alex Smith.
I was going to ask you about Muddy, actually.
Yeah, so at any rate, I had this nickname Muddy for a while. I was actually Alex Guitar Boogie for a while. But then I thought, well, I'm not a good enough guitar player to carry that name. So at any rate, I would, Alex Smith was a football player too. So,
True.
I mean, if somebody Googled Alex Smith, I would be page 90 or something. So I put Muddy in the middle of it. And I don't know, it's just strange how things evolve and things like that. But
So, alexmuddysmith.com.
yeah, very simple, and everything's on there. My courses are the singing course about halfway done. I'm going to do a guitar course on just explicitly on how to play a single guitar without tracks, and it's going to be a lot of how to do bass lines, how to incorporate bass lines through chords and lead solos and stuff, how to make them easy. And the two things, I don't care what kind of song you're playing, it's got to be funky.
Yep.
We all know that.
Yep.
I don't care if you're playing a straight ahead Merle Haggard tune, it got to be funky. And the other thing is, it's got to swing.
Yeah. Those are perfect parting words, my brother.
Yeah, thank you so much.
This was a pleasure. Go ahead.
I'm on YouTube too.
You have your own YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, dude, that's just look for Alex Muddy Smith, and I have my Facebook page and all that. Whatever.
And it's spelled, by the way you'd expect it to. He doesn't go slapping E's around or any of that stuff. It's ALEX.
Yeah, ALEX.
MUDDY.
Right.
SMITH.
It's so easy. Man, I just want to thank you so much for having me on the show. It's like, and I know you're going to be successful with this and stuff like that. And I was really honored that you asked me to come on this thing. So,
Hey, you're one of the best and a great storyteller.
oh, well, thank you.
Take care, bud.
All right, man.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on the Musician Spotlight, KNVC. This is Marsh Broduer. Looking forward to the next time. Take care.
And I'll even party on Groundhog's Day. Cinco de Mayo, here to stay. At the end of the day, there's really only one. Hey, Santa, you're still number one.